Hello, how's it going? I hope that your day is going well. It's pouring down rain, so I apologize if you hear my dogs a little bit throughout this video. One of them gets pretty anxious because it's kind of thundering a little bit, but I wanted to come on here and share with you what's going on with my makeup bag because I'm going to be doing a fresh-faced look to go through what's left of my Mocha shade from my LORAC Pro 2. So I had a couple things that I'm kind of focusing the makeup bag around, since lately I've really wanted to gravitate towards some of my darker frames, a fuchsia lips since I haven't worn one in a while. And so for the next probably week or so, I'm going to be wearing these things on my face, and then I'll come back and update you on the things that I switch out once I finish up Mocha, because next Pan That Palette update, I expect to be completely done with that palette and then be able to give you my final thoughts. I'm sorry, my nose is so itchy today. So going on that note, I'm doing a one shadow look with Mocha for the next couple of probably about 2 weeks, as I'm thinking about what I have left in that shadow. And then in terms of the only other eyeshadow that I'm wearing at the moment, I'm going for my highlighting shade, which is the L'Oreal Color Riche single in the shade 200 or Paris Beach. I have been wearing this on my inner corner and on my brow bone. I'm going to continue working on that, but I'm not worried about using the NYX Jumbo Eyeshadow Pencil in Milk, because literally I'm just going through and I'm taking Mocha all over my lid and I'm running it into my crease and just doing a really, really like blended out, kind of a fresh faced look so that it balances out with these darker frames on my face. It's a very different contrast to what I typically do with the smokier eye, but it's working. So in terms of all the other eyeshadow that I had in my makeup bag before, I'm just putting a temporary hold on it until I finish that Mocha shade. The things that aren't necessarily going to change are my base products right now. In terms of like a primer slash setting spray, I am working on the NYX Professional Makeup Bear With Me Prime Set and Refresh Spray. This is very reminiscent of the Smashbox Primer Water. If you're wanting a comparison, you know, definitely this is a little bit more affordable than the Smashbox Prime Water or Primer Water. I wouldn't say it's like fantastic. In fact, I'm kind of wondering if I really like the performance of this, because with the powder that I'm going to talk about in a little bit, I've kind of been hit and miss on how I feel about all the products working together. I was using an Ulta watermelon spray before that I really loved. It was a great combination with the foundation and primer and powder that I'm about to show you, but this, I don't know. So I'll keep you posted, because I'm wondering if this is the common denominator in that equation. But in terms of what's going on with my foundation routine, primer-wise, I've been wearing the Maybelline Master Prime in the just primer base, the clear version. I only have a couple of uses left of this primer, and so I'm going to use what's left. And then I think I have a backup of this in my backup stash. If not, I've got a tube of the Monistat Shaping Relief Powder Gel that I love to use as primer. So either way, I'm set with a silicone-based primer. Foundation-wise, I have a little bit of what's left of my Rimmel Stay Matte Liquid Mousse Foundation in the shade Soft Beige. And because I'm at the point where every time I like shake to get this to settle in the bottom, it starts spurting out just a little bit at a time, I brought out the last tube from my backup stash to go on and start painting this, because I love the mousse texture foundation. Again, not sure how I feel about it in combination with the NYX spray, but I do love this foundation overall. Then we get to where I'm not really sure how I feel about it, and that's this powder. So for a long time, I wanted to try out the Becca Hydrating Set and Refresh Powder, and I had a sample that I really enjoyed. Now that I got into the full size, because I picked this up during one of Ulta's 50% off sales, I thought this is going to be the time to try it, because I'm not really willing to spend the $40 that the full size costs normally, but I was willing to spend the $20. I'm not sure how I feel about this, because as you apply the powder, it is a very wet formula. Applying it with a brush or with a dampened beauty sponge, you can feel the moisture, which is kind of cool, but at the same time, I'm not really sure if it's just mixing with the NYX spray or if it's just how it's working with that foundation, but it definitely clumps and settles in areas on my skin, which doesn't look cute ever. So I'm kind of, I don't know, I'm kind of on the fence with how I feel about the full size version, because definitely I feel like the sample size version was a little bit more dried out than this, but I definitely want to use this before it dries out. So the way that this powder comes is it has a plastic cover to definitely keep the powder in as pristine a condition as you possibly can, because it is kind of a moisturizing consistency. It feels really good on the skin. It's just, like I said, it's kind of a weird, I've tried applying it with a brush and it can get a little messy that way. It doesn't set and become like a matte finish where I feel like I can touch my face. And then I've also tried it with a beauty sponge and it works a little bit better, but then I can kind of see it settling in, excuse me, especially on my cheek area, which is kind of weird. So I'm still trying to figure this out, but I'll let you know if I end up, you know, getting it to work for me or whatnot. Then in terms of bronzer, oh, I'm so excited about this. I've been working on my NARS Sun Swept bronzer in the shade Laguna. I was working on it this summer for Project Pan, and now at this point I've hit enough pan where I'm going for finishing it. So that feels really, really good. I'm going to keep using this until I finish it, and I'm hoping by the end of the year that that's going to be definitely an accomplishment to look forward to. So that's where I am with bronzer. Then in terms of my fuchsia lip that I'm really focusing on, I'm going to be using a Wet n Wild lip liner that I've had in my backup stash for quite a while. It is the gel lip liner in the shade Plum Together, or 657. It's kind of similar to Max Rub, well, it's kind of an in-between shade from Max Rebel to Max Diva. It has a little bit more fuchsia in it, but it's definitely a deeper vampy color. So I've been lining my entire lip line area, and then I fill in the corners with this shade. It still has a creamy texture. It doesn't smell weird. So I'm definitely going for it before it dries out. And then the lipstick that I'm wearing is from the Revlon Super Lustrous Matte Formula in the shade 55 or Forward Magenta. It's a little bit lighter than this lip liner, but they make a beautiful combination together. And I kind of like the bright, punchy color that they make together. So I know it looks like drastically different, but on the lips, super, super pretty. I've gotten lots of compliments today on this shade, and then wearing it with just a very basic one shadow look, it just helps it to pop and look really, really beautiful. So that's the lip combo I'm going to be wearing for the next week or two. Blush, well, I pulled out my Clinique Cheek Pop in the shade Cola Pop. I'm not really set on it going with this lip look in particular, so I applied it very, very lightly onto my cheek area today, but it is something that I would like to hit pan on. I'm sorry, they're like, it sounded like my dog was getting sick there for a second. But it is a shade that I would like to hit pan on, hopefully sometime in the future. And so I decided to toss it into my makeup bag, and you know, I'm going to keep it in there for rotation for a little bit, because definitely with an eye look that I have planned for the beginning of next year, this is going to be right in line with that one. And then in terms of mascara, I'm still working on my Pure Cosmetics Fully Charged Magnetic Lash. This is Holy Grail status for me. I've really been enjoying this mascara lately, so I'm continuing to work on this too. Also, since I'm wearing such minimal eye makeup, I decided I wanted a little bit of pop on my lower lash line, and so I brought in a blue mascara. This is my very, very favorite blue mascara from Hard Candy. It's called the Be Bold Color Mascara in the shade Deep Dive. Oh my goodness, this is great, great stuff. I love using this to brighten my eyes. It is perfect, and especially on minimal makeup days like this, I feel like it gave me the added boost, because I'm not gonna lie, I've kind of been feeling really blah about Mocha, but when you put the blue on your lashes, it helps to make the whites of your eyes brighter. In my case, the brown of my eyes a little bit browner, and it helps make that shadow pop a little bit more than it otherwise would have, because it looks kind of dull on the eyes in general. Then for brows, I'm working on the last little bits of my Pure Cosmetic, what is this called exactly? The Arch Nemesis 4-in-1 Dual-Ended Brow Pencil in the shade Medium. Literally, I'm at the point where I can't twist the pointed side up anymore. So the other thing that I have, actually I pushed it down, but that's the last little bit that I have left. And then on the wider side, I've probably got about a week left in that brow pencil side that I use for the front end of my brows. So I'm going to go on and finish that off, be able to add that to my empties. And then literally that is it. That's what I've got going on. Oh, I did forget. In terms of my upper lash line liner, I'm using my MAC pencil in the shade Costa Riche. because I like that it is a deeper contrast to wearing Mocha all over the lid, but again, it doesn't compete with the black framing of my glasses on the top portion of my eyebrows. So literally it's going to be fun for the next week, hopefully to finish the Mocha shade out, and then I will come back and update you on kind of what's going on with the next phase, since we're not going to be quite done with November. And so I'll walk you through kind of what's going to be going on with my holiday makeup. So I hope that helps get you inspired to go shop your stash and have some fun with your makeup, have fun painting your palettes, and I look forward to catching up with you real soon. So until then, take care. See you later.